Awesome. Hello and welcome to The Shade's Tale. This is a second edition Ironclaw game where we're playing Ironclaw, a game about little adventurous animal critters in an unkind world that resembles somewhat of a Renaissance Europe. And today we're going to be continuing the adventures of these guys. The way we start this out every week begins with a recap of last session and then goes into introducing ourselves and our characters. So let's do the recap right quick. You guys found yourselves in the Rinaldi-controlled domains of Calabria in the deep dark of the Dustwood, a forest that is so named because of the strange petrified trees that seem to constantly produce ash that creates these strange choking clouds. And you had been told that in the center, or somewhere within this forest, was the tower of a band of evil necromancers, which you discovered. You faced the evil necromancers, and you were victorious, save for one, a raven, wearing the tail of a gray fox who has just dipped out of the window and taken wing. Anushka has jumped out the window and in an attempt to chase him, and the rest of you guys continued to knock over the effigies that create the necromantic circle you were here to destroy. So the circle is destroyed and consecrated thanks to the efforts of the good doctor.
Right.
What else? Yeah. So you guys also had just recently come from the town of Bloomshire, which is a very weird town, which seems to have been patronized by these necromancers. They were sort of given leave to not work or to not work their fields because the necromancers took care of that in some grisly ways. And in exchange, they were basically taking volunteers from the town to serve as subjects for their grim experiments. And you guys had decided that this town broke the laws of the land and the laws of religion, and you had sent word to Triskellion to alert the authorities. Jackie the Bat is delivering that message, but it is going to be a 5-day round trip for Jackie, so she is still very early in her journey. It's the middle of the night, probably getting to the wee hours of the morning, and I think the stage is set. You also, another important thing, you recently rescued from these necromancers a weasel girl in her probably mid-20s that you've been told is named Tanya. Tanya is the older sister of Taylor, the precocious little weasel girl who basically followed you into the woods and told you a little bit about what's really going on in town. Taylor's sister Tanya was taken 3 days prior, and she asked that you guys would help save her. So I think that's all the important stuff for right now. Let's move on to our character introductions. We can begin with Arkloyd. Arkloyd, tell us about your character. Tell us about any goals that they have currently and their motto.
Yes, my name is Arkloyd. I play Connor Lavere de Ecrevis, the Brazen Raccoon Knight. He is also a crusader. Let's see, his goals are to recover the Rinaldi sword and to help Sicario atone for past sins. His motto is one hand washes the other, which is very good for helping with these sorts of goals.
Perfect. Okay, and next up we have Griffin.
Yep, I'm Griffin. I'm playing the anonymous Armadillo Almoner. He has an evangelical personality, and his motto is first, do no harm, and second, get paid.
All right, next up we've got Rafferty.
Hello world, I'm Norman Rafferty, he, him. Today I'm playing Anushka, the Microbat Messenger. I'm effervescent, my motto is know no fear, and serve with joy.
All right, last but not least we've got Theta.
Fine Address Gar, Guerrilla Dilettante, Bod, Rake, Procurer, Merchant, leader of the Achromic Gang. Personality is proud, mouse by strength and guile. And just a little bit of note keeping. I decided not to go with coward, actually. And I
Okay.
have decided to pick up legal authority.
Ooh, okay, cool. Legal authority. I probably have to recheck this. I was under the impression it's like tied to a place.
A landscape, it says.
Yeah, that's a place.
Landscape.
Yeah, I understand, but I don't know how large a landscape is.
I think a landscape is defined as no bigger than 1 square on the map, because I think it's 6 leagues by 6 leagues. But
I mean,
Interesting, okay.
it probably wouldn't be completely improbable to say, like, within the boundaries of Triskellion territory.
right,
But that
I mean,
probably is a looser power given its broadness.
Well, I would have said Rinaldi territory if I was going to say
Right,
something
yeah,
like that.
it would. Yeah, you can't say all of Rinaldi territory because that's too big.
I'm with the FBI.
That is not.
What would I
something-
have to imply? What would I have to do to be the new De La Vega?
Um,
Well, what was
you'd-
Della Vega's job?
He was captain of the Royal Guard. You would have to be.
Well,
Then you need
step
legal-
1.
I mean, the book says landscape because it's always that thing we talk about, the Funk and Wagnall rule, where if we spend 400 pages on it, no one's going to read it or understand it. Yeah, you could be legal authority and be captain of the guard, in which case you have authority over the guard. So if you walk up to another member of the Royal Guard, you can tell them what to do, which isn't technically a landscape, but it's also like limited to a certain crew of people. You can't walk up to the army and say, "Hey, you army men, come with me." It's like, we don't work for you.
I'm just trying to work
Yeah.
within the bounds here, so
Right.
you
so-
understand
yeah.
what I'm going for, Red. I'm not actually saying, hey, I just took De La Vega's position. I'm just spitballing ideas. Like, De La Vega ran around doing things of this nature.
I'm just giving you his title? Wow.
No, that's why.
He's-
That's
he's an
literally why I'm
agent of-
saying that's.
Yeah.
I'm just using De La Vega as my example in this piece of trying what I'm trying to do here.
What are you buying? What do you want to be authority of?
I want my disenfranchisement of this town to be legal. So I want.
I don't
Whatever.
understand what you mean by what is a disenfranchisement?
You
What
know,
does that
you understand it because you understood it last week, and you understood it the week before
mean?
when I
Well,
actually
the
said it.
more you describe it, the more I don't. So that's why I'm asking.
No, just go back to when you
Disincorporate.
understood it. I'm just keep using different words.
I think this is funny because normally I would be having these these arguments, but Rafferty
This
is
isn't
just
an
like,
argument.
I'll
Rafferty
be
is
over
just
here.
making
I'm not
fun
the-
of me now for using different words.
I'm not the host. I'll be over here.
I can take it. No. I mean, I appreciate.
I'm
I appreciate
assuming my
everyone
problem
weighing
is
in.
y'all understand what I'm trying to do, and you're just making fun of me for using different words, which
I'm
I don't
not
understand
making-
why you're doing it.
I'm
That's not true. But let's try to let's talk about it. So, I think
I'm breaking
what
this
I
town's
remember
charter,
last time.
is what I've said
Yeah.
before. And I even had
Yeah.
a whole conversation about trying to figure out what the word was for that. And we had a conversation, and we all established what I was trying to do. So now, not understanding what I'm trying to do makes no sense.
well, maybe Raph is just trying to clarify or remember. So, from what I remember last time, the circumstance was Adris flexed his nobility and said that you guys are committing crimes against the land, basically. Necromancy is a crime within Calabria. It is illegal. We have proof now that it's illegal, and we're going to spread word to the authorities, the Rinaldi authorities, and they're basically going to come and punish you accordingly. I think the where it gets fuzzy, and it gets fuzzy for me too, is I don't know exactly how it would look, but do something to punish the people of the town. Maybe that means throwing the entire town in the dungeon. Maybe that means burning it down. We've seen that kind of action be taken against towns in the past in this game, so who knows? But for whatever reason, you want this town to suffer legal ramifications for being complicit in a necromantic plot. Is that right?
What I had said, what I had shouted out that squirrel librarian, was that I was breaking the town charter, basically. I was disestablishing this as a town in the Triskellion territory.
Okay. Interesting. So I guess that... Sorry. So I guess in that sense... Yeah, I guess I don't really know exactly what the ramifications of that would be.
Something
How
that
do you
does
disband a
strike me.
town? Yeah.
Someone around here must like have a right to this land. Like it's not all entirely just directly under the king's authority, right? It's probably been parceled out to somebody. There must be some sort of local lord. What the hell happened to him?
That's a very good point, actually. That the land would belong to someone. Even villages
Maybe that
and
was the
towns
Raven.
are... Right, yeah.
That would explain everything.
That's true. Actually, Griff, that's a very, very good point. If there was going to be... You can't... You probably don't have room to put an entire village's worth of people in your dungeons and keep them alive. But so the guilt will probably fall on the people who are organizing and running the place, right?
See, again, I'm not dealing with the people so much. That's why I called for the guards. I am trying to deal with the legal aspect. Again, a charter is what gives them the right to be a town. That is, even in the feudal system, the charter is the legal aspect of this, and I am trying to destroy their charter. The thing that gives them a legal right to call themselves a town.
Well, you probably wouldn't destroy their charter. You'd assert authority. You'd take over the town. You'd say, whoever's in charge of this town is no longer because they're an idiot. I'm in charge of this town.
Yeah, I mean, that's I guess what I would struggle with conceptually, because you can call it not a town, but you can't just make the people disappear
Well, no, that's what the
their
guards
economy
are.
disappear.
That's why my 5-day round trip person is on their way.
So the real question was, who was in charge of this town? Because they may have deposed their mayor while we weren't looking. I mean, we just don't have a mayor. You know, they could have deposed them while no one was looking and just said, "No, we all just do what the weirdo necromancers on the L say." And it's like,
Right,
okay, you're all idiots.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, you declare yourself to be mayor of this town.
I mean, that's a slightly different thing too.
That's
but I
completely
think
different from what I've already stated my intent and
Okay.
what I shouted. Well, no, see, the thing
I'll be
is,
over here.
no, we had a whole conversation about this before too. That the ghost towns and everything like that, that you can destroy a town's ability to legally call itself a town. That the charter basically dictates what the borders of a town are, who's in charge of it, what authority they have there.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know how useful that is, because what I need to know is what is Adris's ultimate intentions after changing the law in this case. Is it to cart everyone away in chains? Is it to turn it into a ghost town? Is it to change the management? Or
Well, yeah, that's what I sent for the guards for.
Okay, so it is just to literally arrest everybody who lives there and take them somewhere else to be imprisoned or whatever.
Or whatever authority comes that supersedes mine, and whatever they decide.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So, okay. I think we're on the same page. So the next question is about this legal authority. I'm comfortable giving you some kind of legal authority within like a... I'm comfortable giving you some kind of legal authority. What are the boundaries? And I think it should be something that could grow, because like you said, this is like you're starting somewhere, and you're sort of like Adris's personal power grab, which I think makes sense. I don't think that's going to be something as free-ranging as like what De La Vega's title was, right? But it could be something like you have Well, I think the other problem with this is that if you were, my instinct is to say like, oh, you could get legal authority in Ovric, right? The Isle of Ovric, or the place that you came from. But you've already kind of said that Adris is estranged from that place. I feel like most legal authority is tied to a place, and as a character who's been wandering the countryside, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Unless you were already a legal authority and this is just coming out now, we could retcon it, right? But then where would that be? You know, would it be...
Right, I'm actually working with elements of my past yet unrevealed.
Yes, which I like.
I don't
think
like
that's
talking
totally
about
fine.
where I come from. I don't like to go there. Obviously, the element that I'm playing here would be that because I'm responsible for things that I'm not doing.
Yes.
I guess even if you don't want to go back, you could say, I am a noble and a lord. I have personally seek to punish this lord for his transgressions against the crown. I have done my rightful duty in protecting the crown, and now I'm seizing his territory, as now there is no title holder to it, and who better than me, the person who just freed it?
Again, we keep circling back to this, that I don't want this town. That's not what I'm shooting for
You
here.
have to claim it to have authority over it to get rid of it. Is the
Yeah, really-
circular thing that happens here, which
No,
I
you
understand
don't.
is-
I don't have to claim a town in order to unincorporate the town. The
You
town's
could burn it down
corporation,
anyway.
the town's forming wasn't done by somebody on that land. It was formed.
Okay, I'm just going to ask this one. So you want to disincorporate the town? So what? It's free land now. Anyone can just show up and take it over. Are you declaring this land has no authority and is part of the commons and anyone can take it?
No, I already previously declared. Here's the problem I'm having again is that we discussed this 2 sessions in a row, and now it's a problem.
Well, no. So what I'm actually trying to get at, the heart of the thing here, is not the legal. Is not like the town.
My problem is I just don't
zoning
understand
laws.
why it's suddenly a problem. The thing that we talked about 2 sessions in a row, and now nobody knows what the hell I'm doing or what I'm trying to do anymore.
I don't
we do
think
know
that's
what you
the
want,
case.
but we don't know how we get there.
They
You know,
have a town charter that was given to them by an authority. The town charter can be unincorporated, thus making this not a legal town anymore.
Right,
Yeah,
but then who
we're
owns
past
it?
that.
Nobody. Well, clearly whoever owns the land, which is still the landowner. The person who owns the land, who gave them the charter to form this town, still is in charge of this land.
So that would be the king.
Yeah, that never would have changed.
Okay, so you're coming by and telling these people you no longer own this land, the land has reverted to the king.
Right.
Then you don't have to buy any legal authority.
So that's what
I
I'm
previously
trying to
asked
get at.
earlier this morning which of these gifts would better aid my argument, and you said legal authority.
It would, except it would better aid your argument, but you don't want to buy it. Every time we say buy that,
I
you say,
literally
"Well,
just
don't
said
wanna buy
I
it."
bought that. Now I don't know what the argument is anymore. I said
Okay,
I
well,
bought
you have
that.
legal authority.
I asked
Then
you
you
what
have-
would better help me. You said that. I said okay, I buy that.
Yeah. So you have legal authority. All right. So if I understand this correctly, he wants to buy legal authority of a town, and now he has legal authority over it. That makes sense to me. For some reason, I thought you didn't want to buy that.
Well, no, because what doesn't make sense at this point is because you said legal authority, but I'm saying that there is a degree of which legal authority, and that's what matters.
The legal authority over this town.
Well, I think you only bought legal authority because it wasn't specified. It was like, what gift would help me in this case? And Raph, you said legal authority, implying it was over this town, and I'm saying that there's no reason why Adris would have legal authority in this town because he's never been here before.
The problem with this, I'm seeing here, that would be what would help your case, but the host is saying, but I don't think you can just show up and declare yourself an authority. You would need to follow some procedure. You can't just spend 10 experience points to declare yourself the Pope. So, if that's the issue, honestly, I would suggest that you should just save your 10 experience points, declare you're arresting people, which you can do because you're a noble.
We read how many
And
experience
then-
points do I need to be the Pope?
And then we just
Thirty.
like
Oh, man.
No, then I'm
the
just going to
authority.
fall back to what I was going to do before, and I'm just going to buy a second nobility.
That's
Okay.
probably what you really want.
Yeah,
That's why
I think
it
that
was
would
just- that's what-
make the most sense.
That's what I said this morning. It's like, what would help me more? Nobility or legal authority.
Okay. Well, I think this case is closed. Boom. You can't see the book, but I just closed the book. So I like that. So another nobility is plausible and useful in multiple situations, right? What do we say? To unincorporate this town. Cool. So that's something that you guys will likely deal with this session. The more pressing situation is that you guys are in the middle of the woods and it's still the middle of the night, and one of the things that we left as a cliffhanger was the fate of this raven and of Anushka, who is chasing the raven. So I think we did everybody's character introductions. If there's no other questions or nothing else that you want to get to first, I'm going to ask for a pursuing check from Anushka.
All right.
Great
Remember that when they go to get away, they get their own local area knowledge to get away from me.
Yes, I have done the math.
Bonus D12.
This raven is going to be rolling 4d10.
That could be a better roll.
Oh, I'm
And-
sorry.
Oh, and I guess it's
Sorry, real
D12.
quick,
That's
before we
what
roll
I
stuff. Do we all say what goals we had?
I think Ark mentioned 2 goals, so let's talk about that. I think the goals on the book right now is still recover the Rinaldi sword, help Sicurio atone for his life's sins.
That's what I have.
I would also offer you what would be
You gave us thwart the necromancer plot.
yeah, and you guys did that. I'm trying to think if there's a goal that could go along with the fate of Bloomshire, the town that you guys are trying to unincorporate.
Well, remember, if you make it a goal, that means we care about doing it.
Exactly, yeah. You guys are already kind of doing it. I guess it depends on how much time we want to spend this session towards it, right?
I mean, you already know I'm dedicated towards it by the 20-minute conversation we just had.
Exactly. Like, we've already invested some time in this session, so... Okay, yeah, so to hell with it. I'll add the goal. I will offer you the goal. Again, you always have the opportunity to take it or leave it, but I will offer you the goal of, let's just use this word, we'll say successfully unincorporate the town of Bloomshire. I think this is, if you guys accept this, it would be, right, mechanically it would give you an impetus to stick around, because as it is now, you could just say, okay, you delivered Jackie delivered the message, guards are going to come and arrest people, we think, but we've got business up north and we're going to take off in that direction.
Well, I mean,
but if you guys accept this goal, you'll probably...
We sent the necromancer packing, our job's here done. Sorry whatever's going on with you and your being infested with the undead thing. We'll catch you later.
Well,
yes,
it was previously discussed 2 weeks ago that the doctor was concerned about the well-being of these people after the disenfranchisement of their town, whereas, and we had a whole thing a little bit about, sending them somewhere better. But again, these are also people who willingly began their own fate.
Yeah. They were complicit, right? At least that's one way to look at it. But it could be interesting. So let's see where it goes.
That's the correct way to look at it.
Anyway, high-speed air chase.
High-speed air chase. Okay, so you're right. A D12. Okay, so they are. This raven is in their territory. They are. Where'd my notes go? There we go.
Yeah.
So the chase is going to be speed, and in this case, in your case, Anushka, it will be body, speed, and observation. You'll be rolling against body, speed, and stealth. This bat is a vampire bat, which means they get stealth.
Okay.
They also, because it's in the forest, and forest is the bat habitat, you guys can also include your species dice.
Oh, okay. Let me throw that in.
So it's a big roll for him. So he's rolling 4d10 and a d12, and the current range band we're at is medium range. So if you can succeed this, you'll bring it down to short range.
I have a whopping 4 successes. How many do you have?
I still have to roll. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Too many windows open. Okay. Plus D12. Here we go. Habacha. I have also 4 successes.
You have 4 successes, which means that, well, that's good news and bad news. So we cross a lot of distance. Now, the next roll gets tricky because the next roll, if I keep going after them, in this case, if like I don't want to bring, like, I have to decide, do I have to go back to my friends? And that fight was over, so I don't see any need for me to go back. If I choose to pursue them, then we throw our endurance dice in with this, which is your problem because I have way more endurance dice than you.
Indeed, yes.
So you should decide if you want to engage me at medium range. Like you turn around and I'm, the musical sequence, we're flying through the air. This is where we spend all our CGI money. So you can either keep going, or you can blast the shit out of me until you realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm a necromancer. My spells work at medium range.
They do at that. And I suppose we are putting some good distance between you and the rest of your non-flying compatriots.
Right. You could just decide to start a fight at medium range.
Yeah, that might be what goes down now. Okay.
In which case, you start a fight and I roll initiative.
Yes, roll your initiative, please.
Okay, the bad news is that I will start this fight with focus. So it's medium range, but we're at focus. You can start with a weapon ready, which means you can either start with your wand ready to ignore range penalties, or just go ahead and ready the spell and aim and blast my ass.
He's going to do that into the rod because he's already seen that you are a close quarters combatant for the most part.
You'll have to choose, are you readying the rod or are you readying the wand?
Or the spell. I guess you could also just ready it into a wing, right?
Right. You can just ready it in your hand. And also I have to point out that the rod's a two-handed weapon and you're flying, so you can't use the rod.
Okay, fair enough. So, you know what? We'll probably just ready it into a wing and just whoop-ha!
Right.
Wing slap you with it.
Are you a veteran?
Did I give him veteran? No.
Then what you would probably do is as your free action, because you start the fight, you ready the wand. On your turn, you put the spell in the wand and zap me. No range penalties. Blast my ass.
Gotcha.
What are you hitting me with? Is it torment?
It is torment, yes.
All right.
Is my...
I have focus, which I will spend to guard because I don't feel like getting blasted today. What is torment resisted by?
Torment?
Just flat pain. Just make me just cause pain.
Yes, just pain.
I mean,
torment
it's not one of
is
the two big
resisted
spells that we
with
were worried about last week.
mind and supernatural.
Mind and supernatural, which I'm not too bad at resisting. All right, bring it. I'm ready.
All right.
You have no range penalties.
All right, which is how I like it. Okay. So we're rolling 2D, 2D6, 2D8, 2D10. It's got penetrating, but it's also weak.
Well, you got to hit me first.
Yes. All right. Damn.
Aha!
Damn. That 12. That is 12 and a 1, highs and lows.
That's why I guarded. Are you a flying fighter?
Yes, I am a flying fighter.
Okay, so you don't plummet out of the sky. All right, well, I'm assuming you don't want to use a tactical map for this, and so,
No.
crap. So I'm about 30 paces away, so I need to cross that distance. So I gotta go, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and dash at you. So from 30 paces, I will move another 15. So I'm still at medium range. You're still dressed like a goofy necromancer, right?
Yes, of course, always.
So next round, you'll recharge for free. You still have the wand in your hand. You're a flying fighter. You'll just shoot me again.
Let's see. I've got my free recharge. I still have to re-ready the spell, but I could just do that if I don't want to move.
But you'd ready the spell and blast me. I mean, you could either move or stay where you are and blast me again.
I'm just saying it might make sense to try to keep some distance between us. As established, you are chasing me and you also mostly have close-range weapons.
I mean, I have to point out that, I got lucky with that first roll, but if you hit me with this, you could end the fight.
Okay.
Also not hitting you with any of that stuff to knock you right out of the air either.
I mean, you saw how many dice you rolled, and you saw how much dice I rolled. You're rolling 2d8
True.
and 2d10 versus my d12 and d8.
And 2d6, don't forget. He's got one of those
so
amulets.
if I were you, I would just, I'm making a suggestion here. It's like, I think you would try to blast me a second time, because it will take me 3 rounds to get to you.
Right. Okay, let's do that then.
All right. Roll again.
Shazoom. 10. Ha ha ha. Ooh.
This time you have fucked up my shit.
Yes. Only by 2 points, though. Just to reiterate. It's not any additional damage.
You're forgetting that I'm a D4 back. So how much? So that's 2 successes. So what is this? Penetrating 0?
It is damage, torment. Damage +1, so 3 damage. Critical. Okay, so that makes it 4 damage. Penetrating and weak.
Yeah. I mean, you're forgetting, that could kill me.
I suppose.
4 is the magic number for killing people. Sadly,
number.
For your benefit, sadly, I am I have resolve, which you may not have been expecting, so I will soak that twice. But I only soak it down to 2, so I'm hurt, and pointedly I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like blast, and you're doing the. I'm sorry, you have to hold it like this because you're a Harry Potter villain.
Is that how they stabs cast?
Yeah, this dog would. So yeah, so it's like, I can feel the waves of hate. This hits me, it sends me reeling, it sends me hurt, and it sends me afraid. So on my turn, I have to recover from reeling, and not fall out of the sky and die.
Yes.
So, this would be your chance to escape.
Well,
because I can't actually pursue you when I'm afraid.
It's true. But also, you don't know this guy, and as previously established, your friends are nowhere in sight. So maybe he will approach and gloat.
Time for the monologue.
Wow, how close are you going to get to gloat? Well, how close are you going to get?
Well, I think for this round, he will probably maintain distance. Again, we're still in the air, I assume, unless you're falling out of the sky.
No, I will spend my action to fly, because if you don't spend at least one of your actions each turn flying, you do plummet out of the sky. I'll recover from reeling and fly, and I'm also afraid.
Gotcha.
So on your turn, you could leave, because that wouldn't break line of sight.
Well, as a flying fighter, I think I will instead free action to fly, free action to refresh my dark powers.
No, it's a free action to recharge flight. It's not. You still have to fly.
Oh, I still have to spend an action to fly. Yeah. Okay, then.
We've been slowly descending this entire time, because it's like we fly and you just like freeze in the air, and we're too high on the ground for you to hit the ground instantly. So, but I mean, are you leaving or are you staying?
I'm gonna stay because you're afraid.
What are you gonna do?
So,
what are you doing on your turn?
I'm going to I think I want to make this dramatic. I want to taunt you, and I think mechanically speaking, I want to which is the negotiation, which one puts you into a focus turn?
That would be negotiation.
To negotiate.
It'd be your mind, will, and negotiation versus
mind,
mind, will, and negotiation.
Gotcha. I'm rolling 2d10.
Make a demand.
He'll tell you to halt and land. We can talk about this. We can discuss as civilized winged beasts.
Well, technically I'm afraid, so I can't actually focus, but in the spirit of the rules, I will do what you say. So I will land.
Okay.
And so you're going to approach me? Are you approaching me?
I think he will. I think he's going to approach, and he's going to do the evil monologue. Again, he's fixing you with his beady black eyes, and he's cocking his head, in sort of jerky motions as he sizes you up, and he says, "Yes, you're one of those, the ones that have been giving her so much trouble. Yes. Oh, this is quite fascinating. You and your friends have been quite a thorn in Our Lady's side, in Our Lady's schemes, and
Who is this lady you work for? I don't know anything. I'm just an innocent tiny bat who apparently is carrying guns and swords."
his feathers will puff up a little bit in surprise, but as he scrutinizes you, he says, "Yes, I believe you are," and then begins
No, it's
to
obvious
laugh
to the
wildly.
world. I'm loaded to the teeth. None of this is.
Oh, no.
considered.
It's not that. He's of course, yes. He's laughing at the implication that it turns out that you don't know anything.
Yeah.
And that he finds this very funny. Well then, I suppose, let's see. You really are just, a foolish do-gooder, and you are way, way out of your depth. Yeah. He's gonna ready his weapon again.
Okay, how far away are you?
I think he's close distance to short range. So
Okay. Since you're negotiating with me, I'm going to assume that you were just focused during this entire time. So you should give your bad guy focus.
Okay. He has
Okay.
focus.
Right. So he's got ready weapons and he's got focus. Because he's going to assume this entire time that I was afraid. Which he's correct. I am afraid. What he doesn't know is I have the gift of bravery, which I'm just going to tap and kill
Tap
you.
now. Yeah. You're just biding
It's
your
like, well, I
time.
am a foolish bat, but I know I know the difference between wrong and right, and I know that, and I know when to act. Aha! So I will sudden draw because you don't know I can do that. I'll tap bravery because you don't know I can do that. I'll wrap it in because you don't know I can do that. I will guard and shoot you.
Okay then. And I suppose
You have focus. You could
I have a
interrupt
focus
to
with a
guard,
guard.
or you could interrupt to blast my ass.
Ooh, I guess I could just whip magic at your face.
Which do you want to do?
If I hit you with this, you're reeling and your blast
And it
does not go
voids
off.
my turn and fucks my shit up.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So here comes another torment.
Okay, so my turn stops, your turn goes. That's why I guarded before I did this.
Smart.
So let's see if that works.
Ooh,
It does! It is not your day.
No, it is not.
Now see
You
if
were
the gun
ready.
sparks. The gun does spark. You get an extra D8 because you are at short range.
Cool. D10, D8. Not my roll. Not my best roll.
Wow. Okay. Good news and bad news. The good news is this is buckshot, so you'll get to soak it twice. The bad news is you're a squishy wizard.
Squishy wizard.
Yeah, so that's 2, which is double because it's slaying is 4, plus that is a 6-point hit. Soak it twice.
Oh,
Which
here
I
we go.
believe it's just your body and will because you're wearing pajamas
Because
because you're a
resist.
necromancer.
Exactly, but
You
he's
just
got
had to glow. You could have gotten
He
away,
did.
but you had to stand here and glow.
the fatal flaw. Still, that was a nice one. He soaked 3 of the 6, so there's a detonation. You said it was 6, right?
And so out of 6, you soak 3 of that. So that's reeling, hurt, afraid, and injured.
Yes. Using your quick draw, you catch him unawares. His eyes are illuminated with the gun, the flash of exploding powder, and he stumbles back, now hurt, injured, and afraid. He mutters a curse, and it looks like he's no longer interested in gloating at you.
Well, that was
That was
my
your
turn.
turn, right?
So since I
On his
didn't
turn,
kill him, he might take wing and try to get away.
he's going to try to fly away now,
Right.
again.
In which
So,
case, we're back to the chase.
Yep.
Except I'm hurt and you're hurt and injured.
Yeah, does that really
afraid.
affect a chase roll, though?
No, it just means if I catch you, I will fuck your shit up.
Plus, he's
Yeah.
afraid now, so
Plus, you're afraid, so you can't actually break afraid until you get away from me. No, what affects the
Exactly.
case now it's endurance, it's body speed, observation, and endurance, which is like on my lead.
Yeah, well,
Because now we've been running for so long, you might actually get fatigued.
so if you
Then-
wanted to go by the book, I think it's actually a separate roll, or become fatigued. later chases in the scene is body and hiking verse 3, and anyone that fails that becomes fatigued, and then that
Okay, it
increases
does
for
say that. Okay.
subsequent.
Well, I guess we should make
ones.
the body and hiking roll then.
Yeah, which in my case is just a D10, which I make.
Well, you might make it because you're a pretty badass.
Sometimes I worry about bringing Inushka into combat, and then shit this happens.
I'm fine.
You can go all day. So
Again, the
all
problem
night.
is this dude went all in on torment for some reason, forgot completely about the whole illness thing.
Well, no,
Torment is his bread and
Illness
butter.
would have knocked Anushka out of the air.
Well, yeah, but torment almost killed me.
Okay, he's not fatigued. He's gonna take wing and try to escape now. Injured. Wow.
So
That's
now you
only
guys try
3
and fly away.
successes.
Don't forget he gets local knowledge.
It's included in there, I think.
No,
Is it
local
not?
knowledge is a D12.
Yeah, did I not roll? Oh, right, I didn't. Okay, so a
So
D12.
just throw it on the pile. Just throw it on the pile.
Here we go. Boop. All right, that's not bad.
Well, that's it. You're gone.
Poof.
Because that is a shitty roll.
Yes, he says something, tosses something over his shoulder like, "We'll meet again," and disappears into the night.
Well, yeah, and I fly after him, but he keeps going in the tree line or different ways or rolls, and eventually eludes me, and then eventually it's like, I'm out of guns. Well, I suppose that was dramatic.
It was dramatic.
So close.
The
Yes.
necromancer lives to fight another day.
If illness could have put an end to the fight, but torment, but I'm a bat with a body of D4. It could kill me instantly.
Right. I just mean that we had discussed illness and curse and everything before. The thing you said you were specifically afraid he was going to use. So it's like, oh. And this dude went all in on torment for some reason.
Well, like I said,
Torment's a good spell, especially when you have all these bonus D6.
I mean, you hit me for 4 points, so if I didn't have resolve, you would have killed me. So, I mean, I gotta point that out. If I didn't have resolve, you would have killed me.
Well, did you already had your luck and personality taps?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know why you weren't using them. I was like, huh.
No, we tapped those earlier, so I don't have. And also, like, what's really funny about it is, like, as soon as he made me afraid, that usually is what wins this. Because when you make the other person afraid, you just flee because they can't attack you if they follow you. And you could also rule, like, he could have gotten away, but no, he had to come back and gloat. He got shot for his trouble, and now he's gonna hate me, and now he's gonna, like, come back. I've given him a scar with the injury.
You know,
But yeah.
this is a running storyline now, in that the number of people that have gotten into air fights running away from buildings from Anushka and got away, you're gonna have your own, like, society of evil now. They've got to get that Anushka.
The hard part is they forget what I look like because I have the low profile.
I don't know. That one you did get in a bite fight all the way down to the river.
Oh, he's not going to remember.
He's going to be able to match your teeth.
That was Rodolfo.
That was Rodolfo, who we never saw again.
Did we? Didn't you guys track him down and kill him? I feel like he
I
died.
don't think so. I thought that
he's
guy's
dead.
still out there.
I gotta go look that up. That'd be an important thing to know.
In any event, the crafty devil has eluded me. They know this terrain and they know the hills and forests in this place better than I do. So I will have to return to my allies. I have done my due diligence.
Yeah. Still no Griff. We lost Griff. Tech
No, he's restarting his
difficulties.
computer.
Yeah, but that was like
Yeah, he said
He's
be a
got
while.
15 minutes ago. Oh
Yeah,
my.
he literally said be a while.
Okay. Well, Anushka, you find yourself alone in the dark of the forest, but you could find your way back to the tower because you're good at that kind of
I
thing.
mean, I have dead reckoning and knowledge of addresses, so I assume I could get back.
Yeah. When you do return, you find that the addresses and Connor's irregulars are making short work of the remaining zombie forces. Did we kill the other necromancers, or did they escape?
Yeah.
I think we might have just hand waved it.
I thought we
so-
killed everybody. That was my
Yeah.
guys were in the middle of destroying all of the points of the star. I don't know what the hell they were,
Yeah.
and being chased up the stairs by the zombies that were all floor one. So
Yeah.
if we're saying that we just killed all the zombies, I imagine it must have been some sort of pincer move, because you remember Connor's dudes were all outside and my guys were at the top of the stairs, so just hit them from both sides.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you guys have put the zombies down, and it seems like even though there is still an abundance of dead guy in these chambers, none of them seem to be getting back up. It's still probably an unnerving place to be for the moment. And you also, of course, have the weasel, Tanya, right? Who seems to be kind of woozy, acting somewhat hungover, unaware of her surroundings, but seemingly alive. The doctor confirmed last time that she was breathing, and she attests that that you saved her from the ritual, the dark ritual they were casting. So what's the next move?
Well, I mean, there's also a reunion happening here, because if we do that whole pincer thing, if we just suggested, remember, Connor's forces also had the sister with them.
Yes, exactly. Taylor squeals with, she's excited and relieved to see her sister is still alive, and she wraps herself around her sister's leg, and it's just like, oh, I thought they did horrible. I thought they had killed you. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. And Tanya's immediate reaction is to recoil slightly, but then she will, warm to the situation and give Taylor like an affectionate pat on the head and say, "Oh, there. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm quite all right. Thank you for your concern."
Do you two have supernatural dice?
Anybody?
No.
Supernatural? No. I don't think bats get supernatural.
It's unfortunate that Griffin's the one who's not here.
Yeah, Griff has it because he's a wizard. Ravens and dragons get it. But,
Yeah.
Other than that, no, it's a learned skill.
Yeah. Just, things don't seem right. In the words of Hank Hill, that boy ain't right.
Well,
He doesn't like either type of music, country or western.
Hold on. Maybe I have help here.
yes.
I
you do
guess
have a bunch of
Winter
people
could
with
take
you.
a look.
Yeah.
And of
The
course,
stoic.
Tanya. One success.
One success. All right. Winter. Sorry. What is Winter doing? Is he engaging her in conversation? Is he just kind of like trying to scope her out from afar?
I mean, I don't really know what looking at somebody supernaturally would be given.
That's
I mean, there's so many elements at play in that, because, supernatural is also the thing that you determine with a mystic, for example, if somebody's casting magic that you can't see, meaning there's an element of supernatural involved in being able to spot the unseeable.
Well, like you're testing if her pupils dilate, but you're doing that with her chakras instead of her eyes.
Well, I mean, that would involve getting right up on her, and I don't think that Winter's doing that. That's why I'm trying to
Check
say
if
that
her
there's elements
chakras are
of
dilated.
there's an element of seeing the unseeable here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think then in this case, as he surveys this scene and the reunion between these two, if you ask him for his opinion, he'll shrug and he'll say that this place is drenched in dark magic. I don't trust her. personally.
Okay,
He's
Winter
like,
says he doesn't trust Tanya.
he doesn't trust Tanya. He thinks that there is, whether or not she is, well, whatever could be the case, she's been touched by dark magic, and so has the rest of this place. So he's skeptical, but he can't give you more specific details for his fears. It's just a hunch.
All right.
She'll so yes, and so Tanya will turn to the rest of you, turn to the doctor, and say, did you all come just to find me? I'm sorry, I do not know the names of my rescuers, but I am forever grateful for what you've done. And she introduces herself and says, I'm Tanya. I of Bloomshire. Is there, who might you be, brave knight? I guess she will address Connor again. Connor kind of cuts a figure in the room. Taylor will say, this is the knight that I brought to rescue you. So yeah, Connor, what say you to this?
Well, he doesn't get the same level of creeps from the girls that everybody else seems to. So he will treat this as any other situation where a pretty lady, might be young, but still pretty lady, has his name. So he will bow, little flourish. I am Connor Levera de Ecrevis, at your service.
Oh my. It couldn't be, and the Tanya will exchange looks with Taylor. She says, we've heard stories of Wardepois Knight, Sir Connor. People say that he travels far and wide, that he slays dark wizards and fights for the justice of the lowborn. You could not be him, however. Surely not this far from your homeland.
But I do travel far and wide. Does it not say?
All right. An incredulous smile creeps across her face, and she says, well, this truly is an honor, sir. And she will give you a curtsy befitting a noble woman. I guess she'll continue down the line and address Adris Gar next, and say, and I can also tell by the way you carry yourself that you are a man of means and nobility. I have to say that I am embarrassed to have received such a noble to have received such noble rescuers, right? I surely am not worthy of this treatment. But might I ask what your name is, sir?
So Adris being on edge now. And thinking back to the whole sign the book thing that you guys told him about. And then sorry, in the back of my head, I'll have the whole true names thing. Don't give out your new real name. They'll use it against you, but it's like, I don't know that Adris would know about that, and very much Adris has never not given his name out, so literally anybody could just ask for his name. It's like, yes, I am Adris Gar.
It goes with the nobility thing, like, no
These
point
are
in
my
being a
men.
noble. My merry men.
No. I just had a thought this morning, literally, that I'm not pulling a Robin of Locksley. That's not what I'm doing.
Okay, specifically not. When you okay, so this is just a general question. Actually, I think I already know the answer, but I'll ask it anyway. But yeah, so when you introduce your men, you're not introducing them as the achromic bandits, because if you are bandits, it would be stupid to introduce them as such.
As been
But
proven by
you call
every
them
other
your
bandit
men.
gang that's introduced themselves as a bandit gang on this road.
Yeah. Well, in their cases, it's already kind of obvious. I mean, they're usually ambushing you, and they also have like bushes sticking out of their clothes. It's obvious they've been sleeping in the woods. So, like, in your case, you could pass as nobility, or people don't look at you and think, oh yeah, that guy has a gang. They look at you and think like, oh, that gentleman seems very far from his warm hearth and fuzzy slippers.
Right, and majority of my people are people of a career type that isn't just a fighter. This is my hunter. He finds me my food. This is my, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. This is my wizard. He gives excellent back rubs. Okay, so yeah, so you just introduce your men, and she will again curtsy impeccably to all of them and say, well, I truly, not that I would wish to repeat this experience, but I must say, of all the unbelievable things I have seen recently, being in the presence of such fine and noble adventurers, it defies understanding or expectation.
Also, just in case, Adris only gives his name, and it is literally, he says, and his men.
And his men.
He doesn't name anybody else, just in case.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, she does not press the issue further. She says, surely you have, a way out of this place, and she glances around. It is, I do not mean to be ungrateful, but the longer we stay here, the more, I feel a chill in my bones, and she hugs herself and shudders. And the little girl will say, Yes, we should return to Bloomshire. The villagers will be so pleased to see that you're safe, sister.
I'm just thinking that if this was a movie, then it could be like any actual serious horror movie, but anytime Adris is here, it's Fright Night or something. It's like, oh, I've dropped that glove of garlic. Could you pick that up for me? Oh no,
Will you just hold my cross for me, please?
This piece of silver. Could you pick that up for me? Looks like we have to cross some running water. That's not a problem for you. Right?
Right? Shouldn't be any... Right?
No
Okay.
academics, no supernatural. I don't know much about any supernatural creatures.
All you need to know, which is avoid them or kill on sight.
Right, I just mean like not knowing what to test for.
Exactly.
I'm a survivor in a world full of zombies where no zombie movie has ever been made. They're walkers. They're
geeks. They just throw folklore at the wall and see what sticks. I mean, it's an approach. It's the only thing you risk is someone being like, this is weird. You're asking me to pick a lot of stuff up off the ground. What's your angle? But,
ignore me. This is really just me trying to get Winter to patch my pockets back up.
There you go.
This is all aimed at him. I'm just using you as leverage. By the way, that's my very Christian cross I just dropped on the ground. Could you pick that up?
Exactly. My crucifix. I was very careful to say cross, but I guess even that is not really a symbol in this
No, it's
setting,
not. That's why I was
right?
joking. I'd say specifically Christian cross.
Well,
I don't know what would an OPer would be repelled by.
I mean, you see the octagram of creation a lot, which looks kind of like a cross. That's the 8-pointed star.
Got it. You got an octagram and you've got a nonogram, right? So 8 and 9 points. So those are like
8 is the good people, 9 is the bad people.
bad people. Gotcha.
I've dropped
You notice
my,
that she's got a
pin
weird
with-
tattoo. Sorry?
I said I've dropped my pin with about 1,000 angels on the head of it. Could you pick that up for me?
Okay. All right. It seems like. I guess the question is, where to, or do we want to try to test Tanya, or do you want to just take her with you and move on to the next spot?
I mean, we're taking her with us. I just think the only person who could test Tanya would be Griffin. I mean, the doctor, so...
The doctor, yeah. And he's not here right now. I mean,
Right.
The other option, too, is we could take a short break, refresh drinks, and see if Griffin has any luck. Sounds like his computer must be exploding, because...
I mean, at worst, we take her back to a town full of Renfields, which isn't that bad either.
Yeah. Right? I mean, again, in this situation, if you did try to accuse her of anything, you'd have to deal with Taylor, the distraught, screaming younger sister, unless you could convince her similarly that something was afoot. But Taylor seems to think that this is a fairy tale, and that the brave knights rescued the fair princess, and she was, involved in it. So she's feeling pretty great about everything. She's like, this is great. This is the best day ever. All we need to do is get home and not get eaten by zombies along the way, and then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting
just like
for...
every day.
Oh, well, yeah, for them, it must be just like every day, because they are surrounded by zombies.
Yeah, that's fair.
And an ash cloud. No, I just mean, I'm still waiting to see what response comes back from Triskellion anyway, so it's not like there's gonna be a happy ending. So, I'm just...
I know, they don't know that. Yes, let's take you home, where soon you will all be evicted.
Well, I mean...
Bide our time.
Also, I just see Griffin came back on, Roll20. But yeah, no, I mean, there has to be some sort of element of the children didn't know, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean, you could make that case.
I mean, they could be children of the corn, but I don't know that shit. I'm just saying that there has to be an element of I don't know what age innocence comes around in or I guess goes away. What the age of innocence leaves us.
No one is innocent.
That's it, yeah. That's one of those philosophical queries.
Oh,
quandaries.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like the church in this setting would be one of original sin.
Okay. It does seem like the general vibe of Sa'alumer worship is that of redemption through good acts. It's like a beneficent kind of through line. So I could see them being like, everyone's a little bit flawed, but that's why we've got, priests and stuff to help sort it out. The nice god.
Yeah, I mean, I said it out loud and I realized, wait a second, it seems like they probably would push original sin because that means that everybody, no matter what, would be working towards absolution, which is better for the church.
From a business sense, though, every religion would work that way, and not all of them do, so...
Gotta get them young.
Yeah, yes, get them
original
hooked
sin
while they're
is
young.
literally designed to get you young.
Well, yeah, but the concept of original sin is not in our...
Right, I know. It doesn't have anything to do with what Sa'alumer is about at all. It's not...
Well, the premise is that if you're worldly, you won't pass on to the glory of heaven. So whether that actually affects the innocent or not, I'm not entirely sure. Although the grisly idea of... Now I want to go play Dark Souls again and hang out in the undead baby pit. It's the best place to start humanity. Well, second best place.
Can you kill a baby if it's already dead? Is the question.
Little baby skeletons. There's an infinite number of them. They keep rising from this pool, and you just keep stabbing them.
The baby skeleton grind.
They're tiny babies. They're baby skeletons. They come at you.
I don't know. I just got done watching the Forest playthrough, so I'm already on that unhinged messing with kids thing.
I mean, it's It's implied this is the pit where they came to sacrifice the babies. That's why it's full of babies. We're a little dark here.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe it was
I
just the nursery in a hospital that suffered a horrible fire. You don't
It's
know.
right in front of the god of death, so make up your own mind.
I mean, I
Okay.
guess at best they'd be looking forward to a workhouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Test
I mean,
Those
it's
are
right in front of the god of death, and the room is full of death priests, so...
I guess that's not normally where you set up the nursery.
I mean, it's probably...
Yeah.
Although just this whole adventure we just went on, it's like, yes, welcome to the nursery. We've made a compact with the people in the trees. We'll take care of your children. Don't worry about it. How much do you charge for this? Nothing. It's a charity.
Yeah.
Just
no
sign the book
charge.
right here.
Exactly. Just sign our guest book. Griffin, you're alive.
And muted.
And muted. Hi. You can't. Okay. A headset
I'm
driver.
not sure
is...
if you guys can actually hear me right now.
Yeah, we
Oh,
could since
Or
you
the audio
joined.
quality is horrible.
Hey.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
the voice I'm hearing is terrible. Oh, wait, that's just your... Wow, I'm not for me today. We're glad to have you back, Griffin. I'm sorry I'm horrible.
It's okay. The monkey paw was almost closing there. I almost got my wish and it almost took away Discord.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can hear you. You sound fine. Welcome back. And catch you up on what you missed. I think you were here for the Anushka necromancer fight. Anushka returned to the tower, the Grim Tower, as I have it written down in my notes. And you had a short discussion with Tanya, the weasel girl, who expressed her gratitude to everyone for rescuing her.
Mhm.
Winter
He
says that
asked-
something is wrong with Tanya the Evil.
Yes, Winter is getting the heebie-jeebies from Tanya. And but Tanya has comported herself like a lady of status. She's been very polite. She's curtsied, and she has asked for the names of her rescuers and expressed deep, deep gratitude for your deeds in saving her life. And Taylor, her young sister, is thrilled. As far as Taylor is concerned, she's just living in a fairy tale. She found the brave knight, saved her sister from the evil dark wizards, and now they're all going to go home and live happily ever after. So she's just having the best day.
Yeah, everything turned out perfect right there.
Right, it worked out.
But yeah, it sounds like something's terribly wrong, and we ought to investigate that a little bit.
Right, I would say that this is from last session. I don't think the timing has really left, though. You did make an initial is this bitch alive test.
Mhm.
And you rolled very, very poorly. So I think for the time being, I'm gonna hold you to that. Doesn't mean it's the last time you'll get to investigate her, but at least in the current setting, I believe the doctor is more or less convinced that she's alive, if nothing else.
Right. I mean, we could always get back to town and settle in, do a little checkup or something. At least make sure she's okay. Otherwise, you know.
Indeed. But yes, she's expressed not wanting to stay here any longer, and I think Sicurio will also share that. He'll say, "Well, now what's next on the agenda? Are you gonna kick this pile into a stone heap into oblivion, or can we maybe go someplace a little less crawling with the undead?"
Well, we've gone ahead and cleansed the entire place. That matter should be settled at the very least. And Anushka, you've defeated the necromancer. Is that correct?
Have I returned?
Yes, Anushka has just returned.
Ah, no, the crafty devil taunted me with speak of his mistress. Or was it her mistress? Their mistress. Whatever.
There, it was a male raven. Speaking of,
No, their gender is evil.
yeah, but yeah.
So, yes, he taunted me with mistress, and caused a horrible pain in my body, the likes of which I don't think I've ever been blasted by necromancy before today. So
you did suffer a mass agony that you did survive. This is the one that killed.
Well, this was different.
I killed Lael. No.
Oh, Lael.
This was different. This was personal.
Yes,
so,
it's true.
Yeah, but fortunately, and once again, there's always that pause of like, I used to be such a doe-eyed ingenue, but no, it was like, I just whipped out my gun and shot him. Like,
not only that, you let him come close, and then you surprise him with your gun.
Because I'm only getting one shot.
Yeah, that's smart.
So, no, they escaped. They already had their route planned out and executed it. I did my best, but they were too fast and too knowledgeable.
Do you know which direction they fled, at the very least? Back towards the town or towards the north?
I only know the landscape they fled into because I know that's where they get the benefit of their local area knowledge. So anywhere in these 40 square leagues.
Yeah, deeper into the forest.
But then after that, they could have been gone. So no, they were this wasn't an attack of opportunity. They've been here for a while, though. From what we knew from the villagers, they've been doing this for how long?
The village has been creepy for months. So
they've been at this for months. They had this planned, and I think we're out of circles on the map, aren't we?
There are two
left.
more.
But
at the very least, if he was using the circle for whatever he was planning, he can't come back here for that at this point. He could definitely come back and continue rousing the undead via other means, but at least he does not have supernatural aid to it.
Well, he talked about there's a mistress that he serves, so there's another necromancer involved.
Right, the other one spoke of them too. Almasand, I believe it was.
Oh, great. So they just name-dropped Lady Almasand.
Yes, they did.
Okay, well, that clears that up then. Yeah, okay, so the person who's rumored to be the greatest necromancer in all of Calabria is behind all of it. Fun. So, well, I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, I don't think she's behind, like, the natural 100-year cycle, unless she is also that old and continues to arouse it, but
No.
I imagine she is part and parcel to exacerbating the scenario.
That's what they say about her, right? How arousing she is.
Well, hopefully King Vaslov doesn't say that, but...
They should erase the dead. No, that's pretty arousing.
It is the little death, you see.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Wow. We're on fire tonight.
I'm glad.
Today.
Yeah, this is incredible, unimaginable horror, and you guys can all laugh at.
Exactly.
So I stepped away for a second. Did the doctor have any dealings with Tanya yet?
He did last session, and I'm holding him to his crappy roll from last session,
Right,
at least until you guys have
second.
more
I did
time.
I did my own cursory investigation. I've tried to keep her calm.
Well,
and
second
such.
point then. Now that
Mhm.
Griff is back, when Tanya was asking everybody their names, did Tanya ask what the doctor's name was?
She would have, yes.
Oh, I'm just Sir Connor's doctor.
Sir Con. She seems to have heard of the legends of Sir Connor. She says
He's
that
quite famous.
yeah, he's a
Would you like
famous
to talk to him?
do-gooder.
He's right over there.
Oh no, she already did. I think she seems interested in you as well. I think she'll say that like none of the stories mention a brave and noble physician traveling with him.
It's just the sort of thing that happens to my kind, you see. No one ever notices an armadillo when things are going well.
Okay. Well, she says I'll try to remember that, and I suppose just express my gratitude. At least the record of your heroism will be held close to my heart, good doctor. By what name do you go?
I don't go by any name these days. I just help those around who need it, wherever I may be.
Taylor will squeak. She'll be like, "It's like something from a storybook. A nameless, wandering, practitioner of good."
Or perhaps like from this pamphlet. I will enter one of the chapbooks.
Tanya will take the chapbook and feign interest as she flips through it, and Taylor will look at her or will look at you and say, "Golly, Doc, you don't spend much time in around common folk, do you? My sister can't read," and she pokes Taylor in the side and Tanya in the side, and Tanya goes, "Oh yeah, yes, I do regret to admit, embarrassing," and she will hand the chapbook back to you.
Well, that's why I've been trying to illustrate it myself, but I'm no artist. And like a couple of the pages will have like literal stick figures.
Oh no!
Of like famous moments of the Testament of Eloise. And
I
here
love
they are
it.
in the tent. You can tell because the tent's a triangle.
Exactly. Here's the tent. And they're just like nodding along, like, "Oh yeah, I can see that."
Hold up, I got 0 craft, and I'd probably say that's like an intelligence, right? I can roll a mind here, so.
Oh, my.
All right, it's not the worst stick figure in the universe. These are passable.
People can get it. Whether or not you've enhanced the text with these illuminations, debatable.
Nobody knows.
No one knows.
Or they won't say it out loud.
Exactly. No, not to someone who smells as good as you do.
Well, I suppose we'll have plenty of time to read it together then.
Oh, would you? That's Taylor. She seems enamored of you.
Oh, of course. I have to make sure that everyone sees the light and that all is well before we happen to leave.
Man, I think we could probably sell these if we turn them into flip books.
Turn them into flip books. Yep. Dirty pornographic flip books.
Here I go, Doctor the Artist.
The Tijuana Bible.
Yep. Are you guys setting out? Bloomshire?
I'm gonna be right back here.
Okay.
Oh, we lost him again.
Yep.
God damn it!
That elusive doctor.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know if King Vaslov is pro-Emelsond or anti-Emelsond. Or neutral.
You think he has a grudge for all those years of teaching?
I don't know. Nobles are weird, and inbred nobles even more so. Now's about the time to talk once again about smashing the monarchy and establishing a rule of the people. Preferably one with less necromancy. I'm shooting for 0.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's always room for the 1%.
Yeah.
Counter argument from the guy in the kilt.
I don't just mean as a noble. I just mean, sometimes Lazarus' heart is nowhere to be found, and sometimes you just need that vessel of unlife to not be dead.
Mm.
I mean, it's the ultimate form of slavery. It's like slavery from even which death is not an escape.
No, you just killed the guy who raised you. I mean, that guy was a necromancer. You know it for sure.
Well, if you have your wits about you, yeah. In fact, like I said, that was the funny part. I thought, yeah, they just make a ramp of undead to go ahead and carry them in here. That works great until that one day you roll 666.
Yeah, and your ramp eats you.
Right. So
It's one of my favorite scenes from Overlord.
Well, where's underlings ripping limb from limb?
No, where his skeletal army makes a ramp so that they can march up to the top and look down on everyone.
Sorry, I was thinking of the computer game Overlord.
Nah, I'm done with the anime. Season 2.
Okay.
It turns out it used to be legal in football to make human ramps.
What? Okay, that would make such a better
Remind me after
game.
a link to it for like this is like in like the 30s. Like it wasn't specifically against the rule to like make a ramp so you have a guy run up it so he can leap over the defensive line. They made that illegal because it was just people were
Awesome. Really
was
badly
awesome.
hurt.
And-
People getting badly hurt is what football's all about. Well, come on.
And this
Are we
is
back to the skeleton ramps?
Yes.
this is back to people wearing those goofy leather helmets.
That just sounds like a much better spectator sport. I would watch people form a human ramp and use it to vault over other people. It'd be like Fortnite escalation, because then the other team has to build a defensive ramp so that they can tackle the other guy out of the air. I am all about this.
Well, I'm sure
I would watch that.
Shit that would have been legal had the XFL managed to stay.
Yeah, right. If that managed to get off the ground. Okay.
That's the next
What a
show,
shame.
Griff. Our Blood Bowl version.
Blood Bowl, now with more engineering.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to Blood Bowl 3.
Oh, is that not actually out? I thought it already came out. Huh.
Well, we
Oh,
were
it's
doing
out?
2.
Mm-hmm.
I never played those.
They're pretty fun.
Ooh.
Check them out.
Okay.
Yeah. I suppose back to town for the moment.
Back to town. Let's do another scene and then let's take a break. I'm dying. I need to eat something, but we can do another scene here. So, you guys, when you travel south, the forest is still dark and dusty and creepy, but free of any time pressure, you do make your way. And as the daylight breaks, the forest lightens, and you can basically retrace your steps and avoid the creeping vampire vines and other dangers here as you make your way back to Bloomshire. You return to the town to find the incredulous faces of several townsfolk who watched you depart, and shortly you are greeted by, we'll say, a whole company of villagers looking very, very unhappy. Many of them brandishing farming equipment. It's still early enough that some of them have lit torches, and they do not seem pleased to see you. I think many of them, you get the distinct sense that many of them were hoping that you were not going to return at all. The lion, what was his name? Sorry. Isidore, the tall, gaunt lion in the old dusty suit, will push his way to the front of this, what is almost could be called a mob, but not like the most respectful mob. It's kind of a
These are
small
all the
gathering.
old people who didn't want to work anyway, so it's
Well,
not very intimidating.
yeah.
of a
Here,
mob.
the
So it's
thing
more
here
of a
is
rabble
that
than
we
a mob.
know that they gave all their pitchforks to the zombies, so they've only got the torches.
They've only got normal for. That's true,
This is
right?
more a rabble than a mob, then.
Yes. Okay, it's a rabble. It's the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
mob they could come up with.
It's a rabble, and they're roused. Let's hope this doesn't turn into a mob.
Exactly. But Isidore will say, it's good to see you returned. I don't suppose you were successful in your journey into the forest? Trying to put on a happy face.
You
don't
know-
suppose we were?
It's not my place to judge other people about the horrible, wretched, terrible things they do. That's really for the cosmos and the divine to do that. And so I'll take the doctor by both of his shoulders, put him in front of me.
That's right. None of you are free from sin. Wait a second. Hold on. None of you are free from sin, and we have expelled the necromancer. There is a reckoning to be had with the foulness that has been put around this village. And I intend to have a stern talk with each of you.
There are murmurs from the crowd at the mention that the necromancers have been dealt with. Not happy murmurs. But in the front of the group, Elaine, the female skunk, the librarian, is the first one to raise a dissenting voice against you, Doctor. She says, "You're so self-righteous, coming back here as if you've saved us, as if you're better than us, or that you deserve some sort of hero's welcome. Well, what you've done is doomed us all. That's what."
One second, I'm just trying to think of like what my retort here to this.
Do you mind if
perhaps
I
Yeah,
retort?
you go ahead. You
Yeah.
take the
I feel like I'd step forward, put a hand on your shoulder, and say, "The good doctor here came back to save your souls." I'm sorry, souls a thing? Do we believe in
yes,
souls?
Yes, I'm sure they are.
Alright.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Pretty sure.
great.
Wait, do I still have mine?
The good doctor came back here to save your souls, despite knowing what sort of welcome he would get from the likes of you, which I see was not... Clearly it's what he got. I suggest that you ponder upon this for the evening, before meeting with him again next morning. For it is your souls which will be saved, as the law is coming. For you still exist here on the mortal plane for now, and must atone for what you have done in the eyes of the law. I have said my piece to you before, and I'm saying it again now.
Gasp. Murmur, murmur. Angry scowl. The crowd is not pleased by this, but again, they're speaking to a noble. Most of them avert their eyes as you as you try to meet their gazes. A lifetime of being peasants has instilled in them a certain amount of fear, and as you say this, the rabble breaks up slightly. Some of them will turn and storm off. Taylor, the only child that you have seen in this village, will run up and interpose herself between you, Adris, and between Elaine, who seems like she's ready to storm right up and slap you. The only one who seems unafraid of you, Adris. And she'll say, please, everyone, no, don't fight. These brave heroes rescued my sister. Tanya, she lives, look. He saved them from the necromancers, and this has brought more shocked and disturbed glances from those that are still in the crowd. Isidore tries to smooth things over and says, everyone, obviously, the things are changing in our town, but I'm sure that we'll find a way to weather this storm as we have in the past. As everyone come to the inn, we'll have free refreshments and in thanks for our returning heroes and for Tanya, who they brought back to us. This is truly a blessing, is it not?
Yes, everyone, please drink the Kool-Aid. Just a quick question. Tanya and Taylor.
Yes.
Do they have parents here?
When you ask that, it seems that no. Their parents went, died years ago. I was gonna say they were taken by the necromancers, but no, I don't think they were. I think that Tanya was raising her little sister here in town, doing the best that she could.
I'm going to crouch down to Taylor's level. Yeah. And I feel like I'm going to talk to them both, but I'm really looking at Taylor and addressing Tanya out of the corner of my peripheral because, something's up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, in a number of days, this town is no longer going to be the place you remembered it being. But I You are an innocent child, and I would not see any harm come to the innocent. And you like farms, right?
She nods.
I think that I know a nice lady who lives not too far south of here who might enjoy having a nice young kid like yourself to run around on the fields and play with animals.
Aw. She'll throw her arms around you and surprise attack hug Adris. And Taylor will step up to her and be like, now that is unbecoming. This man is above your station, but what are you doing? But Taylor doesn't seem to pay her sister any heed. She says, oh, I know you saved us and you'll save us again. You are good despite what the village may think. They're all cranky anyway.
I mean, for my part, I probably play with her like a kid who's far younger than she actually is. Like, oh, up in the air.
Yes, she's delighted. Taylor, she's disappointed at the way the town has reacted to you because she's sure that you guys are good guys and that you're like the nobles from Song and Legend who are virtuous and kind and, lead justly. So she's on your side. Although you can see that Tanya says, approaches you and says, this is a very kind offer. I would, and we would be grateful for your further assistance. But I must say, this is too much. Is there anything that we can offer you? Perhaps we can help you on your journey. Taylor is far too young, but I'm sure that I could be of some assistance.
I'm going to look up at Tanya. I'm probably still halfway up crouched. And say, rest assured, I'm sure everything that's being done can be done. I want you and your sister to rest this evening. And then, perhaps, and I look over at the doctor, perhaps then the doctor could give you both a once-over in the morning to make sure that you're both in perfect health. Right, doctor?
Indeed, we've been through that nasty forest. I'd hate to see anyone develop a cough.
You know, just in case he missed something in that horrible, horrible tower that he might not be seeing right now.
My eye is too keen for that, but, well, it's all the better that I do a checkup anyway. I haven't done so yet. But in the morning. For now, you mentioned that there were drinks, and I'm pointing at the tavern keeper. I have quite a few words to say to you all about how you should feel ashamed.
Isidore looks appropriately chastised and repentant, and he says, of course. I will go and fetch a cask, and please make yourselves at home. And again, I mean, I guess it is kind of technically morning, but you guys are overdue for a respite, so... But he'll ready your rooms and get you whatever you want to eat or drink.
Before we wrap up here for a break.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably gonna... Does it look like there's a building that would have been like a mayor's or governing building for this town?
Yeah, you could... There's definitely like a... It's basically just a large house. And it looks like it has kind of fallen into disrepair.
Yeah, I want to head there, see if I can find some parchment, ink, anything of that nature.
You surely can, yes.
Write a message. And then I'm going to send off another one of my, I guess Ruthard. I'll send off Ruthard to deliver a message. Or actually...
Ruthard is the Raven, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
This is a more complicated thing. I'm probably not going to see Ruthard for quite a while after this. I'm sending him to Triskellion, I guess. No, the town south of here, actually, isn't it?
Okay, so...
That we made...
Sorry, are you sending
we
Ruthard with a message?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no?
Sorry, I just had a glitch on Discord. Everybody froze.
Oh, okay. You said, oh, no. Like, oh, no. He's gonna die. Or something like, what? Oh, no. Don't do
Oh
it now, brother.
no!
No man,
Okay.
don't know me.
Not my 17-page backstory I wrote for Ruther.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
sent a, I guess, because the thing is, I'm going to send him down to the port we disembarked at, because,
Ooh, okay.
yeah, remind me, did she or did she not, the mayor that I had, relations
Hmm.
with? I forgot her name, for some reason.
Did you guys meet the mayor?
No, the M-A-R-E.
Yeah, we did not.
M-A-R-E,
We've met the
not
innkeeper, we've met random
M-A-Y-O-R.
townsfolk, we've met the librarian.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I'm explaining it out
M-A-R-E.
loud, and Griffin's
Yeah.
still talking about the M-A-Y-O-R.
The
and I said
mayor. I'm sorry. Okay.
M-A-R-E.
It took me a second, but yes, the horse. Shit. What was her name? I have it. Hold on. hold, please.
My thing was, if it ever came up, I was going to go back through the logs and bring it back up, but it's immediate. It's an immediate problem now, so I didn't have time to do that.
No, that's perfect. Amelie.
Amelie, did she get off at that last port, or did she ride all the way to Triskellion?
Well, actually, let me check the map. What makes the most sense? She probably went to Triskellion.
All right, then I send Ruther to
on the map.
Triskellion then to
Gotcha.
try and find her. You know, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm probably not going to see him for a long time, but to try and find
Yeah.
her so that he could deliver this message, and then the message is going to be what I just talked to the kids about, the possibility of that happening, since I assumed that she was going to Triskellion anyway, because she had the letter of recommendation that I'd sent with her to then try and get
yeah.
that land that she's trying to get around here.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. So Rutherford is on his way to find this Amelie, who should be in or near Triskellion. He's gonna have to search for her for a little bit, but
Well, I mean, I would, give him the information I think would be helpful. Namely, that she's trying to establish herself on land, and that I gave her a letter of recommendation, so obviously the place to go to try and find her would be anywhere that she would be trying to use that letter.
yeah. And you probably have an idea of where that is, because you had a whole nice dinner conversation with her, so she's probably spoken of it. Okay, cool. So with that, let's take a short break.